Okay, good afternoon guys and welcome to our third session of our subject IT 320. We are now on Unit 2 and Chapter 3 of our discussion for data integration. So we are now on week 3, March 14 to 18, 2022. So our topic for this afternoon is about data integration. And as you can see here, we have the Universal Application Platform diagram for data integration. So this diagram encompasses with the data that is being integrated into the full view or the unified view. So as you can see, these are the containers. So hindi the container guys, nga surod lang tubig, it's not. So these are the containers. These are called containers because it's recorded on a cylindrical way. At the same time, that is the symbol for data in UML or the Unified Modeling Language. So you have your UML ata in your SAD, your Systems Analysis and Design. Okay, before we go on, guys, our objectives for this afternoon are as follows. So number 1, discuss the importance of data integration, value the importance of data integration, and understand the basic concepts of data integration. So data integration involves combining data residing in different sources and providing users with unified view of them. So that is the main purpose of data integration. So this process becomes significant in a variety of situations, meaning to say this includes both commercial and scientific domains. So example of commercial domains are two similar companies need to merge their databases. So kung madumduman ninyo do karon ang UCPB nag-merge sa ano nga bangko ganito gin-merge kay UCPB Land Bank no hindi. So when two banks merge with each other, so their databases, because their clients are different and they're only under one management, so when the two are going to merge, what will happen is that they must combine their commercial databases. So that is an example of a commercial database or repositories. Ang sa scientific naman, these are combining research results from different bioinformatic repositories. For example, on the internet nga gina-compile. So, ang data integration appears with increasing frequency as volume. This is on big data, no? But we are not going to talk about big data because big data is under your current and future trends na subject. So, that are needed to share existing data explodes. It has become the focus of extensive theoretical work and numerous open problems remain unsolved. So data integration encourages collaboration between internal as well as external users. Then the data being integrated must be received from heterogeneous database system and transform them to a single coherent data store that provides synchronous data across the network of files. So a common use of data integration is data mining, when analyzing and extracting information from existing databases that can be used for business information. Again, data mining, guys, is another topic for your current and future trends. So going back to big data is the explosiveness of the chunk of data that is being input. How can you use big data? Simple, through data mining. And data mining is not just the storing of information on a cube-like manner, but actually it interfaces with a different system processing that is being put into the system's perspective. A very good example of data mining is your blockchain technology. So your blockchain technology involves your cryptocurrency, no? Your bitcoins, Ethereum, and other kinds of cryptocurrencies. So may dyan ka mga ginatawag ng blockchain, wherein this blockchain is the data that's being processed and turned into digital currency. So Bitcoin is also a topic for your current and future trends. Now let's go to data integration theory. So this theory is a form of subset of database theory and formalize the underlying concepts of a problem in first-order logic. So applying the theories gives indications as to the feasibility and difficulty of data integration. So while its definition may appear abstract, they have sufficient generality to accommodate all manner of integration problems. What are those? Including those that include nested relational XML databases, and those that treat databases as programs, and that the connection to a particular database system, such as Oracle or Day2B, are provided by implementation level technology such as JDBC and are not studied at a theoretical level. So I think this one is the configuration for data integration theories. Actually, these are linked to your databases. Now, I know that you have your database subject, no? And then, karon, we will still going to talk about your database in such a way that you're going to have your querying. So for querying, querying is based on the perspective for database that is being done through the interconnection of the variables or the values that is being inputted. So why is it important to have a query for a relational database? You will later find out what is the importance of that. So for the connection to particular databases, we have not only is limited on the database on Microsoft Access, guys. So we have other databases such as your SQL and the PHP. So PHP is the front end integration, and the back end integration would be your SQL or the structured query language. So in this case, sa aton dia nga gin-discuss do karon, these are referring to the Oracle database. And Oracle database is different because Oracle database is a Linux-based system. So it's not on a Windows type component. However, ang concept nga behind this data integration is still the same, pareho lang. Okay. So for the definition, data integration systems are formally defined as topule. So tandaan nyo gid nga word ang topule nga dya. Kagina, ang pag-define naton ka topule, yun search ko siya. And the meaning of topule are, these are used to store multiple items in a single variable. So topule is one of the 4 built-ins of data types in Python used to store collections of data, and other 3 are list, set, and dictionary. So all with different qualities and usage. A topule is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. So take note of the definition of the topule. Because, going back here, data integration kuno are formally defined as the topule. And we have, or what we call GSM. So GSM is not galing sa magnanakaw, and GSM is not the GSM blue nga gin. So the meaning of GSM is where G is the global or mediated schema, S is the heterogeneous set of source schema, and M is the mapping that maps queries between the source and the global schema. So again, let's define what is a schema. Okay na, gin-define nato yung topule, and again, let's define what is a schema. So a schema is a cognitive framework or concept that helps organize and interpret information. Schemas can be useful because they allow us to take shortcuts in interpreting the vast amount of information that is available in our environment. So again, schema is a framework or concept that helps organize and interpret information. So this is not schema in psychology, ha. Schema in psychology is different. Lain siya compare sa schema nga sa framework nga ginatawag. So going back to our discussion. So both G and S are expressed in languages over alphabets composed of symbols for each of these respective relation. Then the mapping M consists of assertions between queries over G and queries over S. When users post queries over the data integration system, they post queries over G and mapping din a search connection between the elements in a global schema and source schema. So, take note guys, hindi nyo pagpadalman daya. Okay, just imagine yourself nga naga-query sa database. So, ano ginaobra ninyo? Going back sa klase ninyo kay Ma'am nyo Ditney, sa database nyo nga subject, ang query is naga-identify ka mo ka isa ka value that is present on a certain table. And you are going to put the relation on another table. So, querying is just you're just shaking things out wherein ang data nga configure ninyo, gina-link nyo pakadto sa piyak nga table. So, more or less, they are similar, maybe, or they have a common value nga pwede magamit kay isa nyo ka-table. Sa relational database, ang tawag kada dyan is one-to-many or 1:1. Hindi pwede nga many-to-one. Hindi pwede da. Ang many-to-one nga relation is abstraction. Hindi da pwede. Why data na pwede? Hindi da mag-normalize ang database nyo kung ang relationship ninyo is many-to-one. So, meaning, stick to one lang kamo. Kung magmiga kamo, hindi nyo pagdublihon na isa lang. Na amo daya concept na isa lang. Okay, so going back to our example. Now, on figure 8, this is the illustration of the topule space of the GAV and lab mappings. So going back to the example of topule or the definition of topule, again, tupules are used to store multiple items in a single variable. So amo daya meaning ka topule. So sa topule naton kuno may GAV kag may LAV na. So magambal kamo nga GAV, this is referring to global as view, and LAV is local as view. So karon we will have your activity. We're going to create a Venn diagram for LAV and GAV. So amo tutukin na tong gina-lecture ko ang dayaw na amo dya. Okay. Sige. Ay, hindi magsaka doon niya. Okay. Okay, are you still there, guys? Can you still hear me? Can you raise your hands? Okay, very good. Uptake. Thank you. Ang pinakauna ko nakita si Althea na nag-raise ka hand. Very good. You're still listening. Okay. Okay. Si Randel ang pinakaurihi. Nag-raise ka hand. Pay, at least nag-raise ka hand si Randel. To, mayong hapon lang. Okay. Sige. Nakaduwa doon nag-raise ka hand. Okay, very good to. Sige, very good. Anyway, let's go back to our example. Thank you guys for responding. Kay meaning to say nagapamati ka mo kanakon, nag-respond ka mo. Sige, very good. Thank you. So going back to our example, we are now on illustration of a topule space of the GAV and LAV. Again, ang meaning ka GAV is global as view and LAV is local as view. So these are data integration theories, mga GSM bala naton kagina na mga topule na topule. Okay. So in GAV, the system is constrained to the set of tupules mapped by the mediators, while the set of tupules expressible over the source may be much larger and richer. So for example, we have the tupule expressible over sources. So these are the tupules that is being done. And for our example, ang ginbutang ko sa sari-sari store inventory system is the inventory. Because ang inyo nga topule expressible over sources is kung mag-inventory system kamo guys, ano yung ginagamit ninyo nga system? Siyempre ang inventory system. So that is why these are the topule, or this is the topule expressible over the source. Magambal kamo topule through mediators. Kundi ang sa gamay nga circle, ang big circle ang sulod niya is topule expressible over the source. Ang sa gamay naman nga circle is the topule through mediators. Ang topule through mediators, ang ginbutang ko ding example is grocery items. Siyempre, ano yung gina-input nga data? Ano yung ginabakal bala sa sari-sari store? Siyempre, ang items. So, ano na nga items? Grocery items. Na. So, it might be, grocery items can be a assortment of everything. Maskin lain-lain na siya or kung maskin ano. Na. So, those are considered as grocery items. So, that will be your GAV or the global as view. So, this is a Venn diagram, guys, ha? So, this is a Venn diagram. Okay, may nagalawag sa sagwa. Oh, dali lang. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. Na-distract ako, abi, guys. May nagalawag sa sagwa. May Okay, so continue. When you speak about local as view, on our assortment of example on figure 8, we have the tuple expressible over the global schema. So the very good example here for inventory system is the sales. So ano ya output nimo sa isa ka adlaw ngayon sa nga kinahanglan mo inventory? Of course, the sales. Kay para mamanan mo kung pera yan na benta mo sa isa ka adlaw. So sales. Then again, going back, we have the source 1. Okay, I'm sorry. Nagpamalo yung manok. Source 1 and we have the source number 2 sa local as view. So just check it out on your modules, guys. I probably think that you did download your modules sa classroom, no? Or lantawalan ninyo dayan sa illustration naton. So you have the source 1 and source 2. In our example sa sari-sari store inventory system, we have input 1 and input 2. Okay, this input 1 could be a representation of any grocery item. Like for example, 555 canned goods. Okay, that will be your input 1. Theoretical, maskin ano lang, it can be a representation of anything like Marlboro. So ano yung Marlboro? No, cigarillo, cigarette. Pero ano nga klase ka Marlboro? Kay there are 4 kinds of Marlboro, apat ka bilog. Menthol, ang pula, ang brown, kag ang puti, kag ang isa pagid nga menthol na. Or probably input 1 could be tinapay na. And then of course ang input 2 could be another grocery item as well. So ginbutan ko lang siya input 1 and input 2 kaya hindi ko ma-specify kung ano siya nga klase ka item. Okay, so that is your Venn diagram, no? And that will be your activity. This one, your activity number 3. So using Microsoft Visio, make a Venn diagram of GAV and LAV and produce a screenshot of your dashboard. So you're going to convert not the dashboard but your PDF nga ano ninyo, screenshot. Convert it to PDF and upload it in your Google Classroom. So that will be your activity number 3. Okay, so do you have any question, guys? So far, questions? Are you still there? Okay, let me read okay, so mga pangalan pa lang. Abi ko may mga questions kamo again butang dayan. So klaro man activity naton, ha? Okay, let's continue with our discussion on query. Gamay do lang, guys, gamay do lang. So this is called your query processing. And query processing is the theory of query processing and data integration systems. So this is commonly expressed using conjunctive queries and data logs. So these queries and data logs are found on example when you are going to log in and log out of any system. So it must have a data log, meaning ano nga data ang ginbuol na sa pag-log in kag log out ninyo. So kuno abi nahuman doon niya building naton di sa main building, and high tech doon niya attendance ninyo. Ang attendance ninyo is magsulod ka mo sa classroom, gina-swipe lang ninyo yung ID ninyo. Pag swipe ka ID ninyo, ginabuol yung information ano nga oras kamo kag minuto kag segundo nga nagsulod sa kwarto naton. Pagkatapos, kung matapos di klase naton after 1 hour, iswipe na ninyo liwat yung ID nyo kag nagalag doon kaano oras ka mo nagwa sa classroom. And then sa balay ninyo matao siya ka SMS naghambal nga yung bata mo nagsulod sa classroom amo da oras. Kundi nami no. Attendance ninyo diretso lagi sa ginikanan ninyo na. So that is an example of a data lag. And the data lag has some sort of information that is being queued or ginabuol halin sa source ka data. And data query processing is also a form of data integration. So this one, actually your query processing, it talks about your gov and lav systems. Wherein in gov systems, a system designer writes mediator code to define the query rewriting. So each element in the user's query corresponds to the substitution role, just as each element in the global schema corresponds to a query over the source. So that is your gov. So lav naman, the query undergoes a more radical process of rewriting because no mediator exists to align the user's query with a single or a simple expansion strategy. So hindi ka mo garing magambal nga which is better than the two. When I'm going to ask you, for example, sa test tabi ninyo, which is better, gov or lav? Sa data integration ninyo, din mas manami. Mag-integrate ka mo ka data, global as view or local as view. So I think the answer to that, hindi ka mo magsabat, tawanda ka mo ka-answer. I think the answer, the answer to that is it depends upon the application of which the two must be applicable. So insa, the fact that global as view has a tuple expressible over the sources has its own advantage and disadvantage compared to the tuple expressible over the global schema. So kung ano malang kung pareho ka example naton nga inventory system, I think ang ano lang guro, ang application nakada sa lav na siya, local as view. Dibla tong sari-sari source system nga tong gin example ko dong daya balaw. Mas better ang daya ang local as view. Kaya insa mas simple siya. Compare it to the global as view, ang discussion naton duman sa tong attendance ninyo. Ang system bala nga attendance sa tong kwarto naton nga gin sa main building. Ang bag-ulan naton nga example. I think that is a very good example of the global as view. So depende on what kind of system that we're going to talk about, that lav or gov must be applicable. So tamo lang datandaan naton guys. Okay? So I think that is all guys for this afternoon. Natapos gid man yung lecture naton. Just for your reading, basahan nyo yung synopsis sa module. And you can actually use this hyperlink for your study. And if you want some video tutorials, go to the video link. And then these are the references. So I think that is all for this afternoon. Okay, nakaduwa man ako pangalasay ko ba karon ba? Yung una tong nagpalpak kay na kag ang do karon nga gin start naton liwat nga kaninyo. I'm sorry for the delay guys no. It happens sabi no. Kay muda kon online no. Medyo may mga things nga hindi naton mapaiway. But anyway, as I've said kagina, just prepare yourselves in the coming days that we're going to have our face-to-face. Make sure you'll be vaccinated by then. I hope nga, because I think may mga guidelines sanda bala nga i-implement sa face-to-face classes. One of that I think is your vaccination cards. So I'm the same thing with us. Kanamon siguro. Hindi man kami siguro pagpadutihon kung hindi kami fully vaccinated no. What I mean about fully vaccinated is siguro hasta booster shots may dayan doon. So guys, if just prepare your vaccination cards. If you don't have your vaccination cards, you can actually download your vax certificates. Do you know how to download your vax certs? your backsearch could be downloaded from backcert.ph. So, yagwa na. Go to backcert.ph, input the date, your name, your data, then the date of vaccination, first dose, second dose, and booster shots, and ma-generate ang PDF version kay inyong vac certificates. You can actually put it on a tiny pieces, and then amo lang dadara-daron ninyo instead of the vax card. Gina-accept man daya. Okay, so some more inquiries about our discussion for this afternoon. Why naman? Okay, so I hope you learned something, no? I'm sorry I cannot give classes to section A. That's because we are going to go to Gojucate in San Miguel on Thursday. I hope they can disseminate the information to the other section, guys. And thank you so much. Okay, don't move yet. I will have the screenshot, Anay, and for your attendance this afternoon. Okay, that is all. So, thank you very much for attending our class. Kung ay kamot pamangkot, do kita. Pero kung may dayan pa nga pamangkot, sabto natin yung pamangkot ninyo. Okay, so no more. Okay, so thank you for attending our class this afternoon. I appreciate your attendance, and I appreciate that you what's this gonna joined our class for this afternoon. So thank you so much, guys, and good afternoon, good sa tanan. Okay, bye guys. Thank you.
Sir.
Bye. Thank you. So, attendance lang ninyo, Anay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Randel. Thank you, To. Attendance. Don't forget to visit your Google Classroom, guys, ha? So, session 3.